I'm back to another Chevy. Had two Fords recently, and I guess I missed my Chevys. Not really, but I got an offer on this one, and after the white 2500 HD that I have on my channel that I did the rockers on, I've been wanting basically that same truck but with the Duramax. I had the Duramax in the 1-ton dump on the channel as well, and I do like the diesel. So I found this one, made an offer on it, basically a trade offer, and this one is in pretty good shape. This the fender liner is missing on this side because it's hard to tell in this camera, but this fender has been replaced due to some rust that was on here. And this door right here, you can see it maybe better now. It's almost like a dark blue or purplish color, and the truck is actually a gray. So they replaced those two panels because of the lack of rust on these. What is good on this truck is the rockers and the cab corners. The frame, really good shape, rust free, which is hard to come by in this area, especially on the Cape. You know, the frame has some surface rust, of course, but nothing structural or caked up or you know, falling off like many of the other trucks around here. It does have some rust here above this wheel lip, which I'm sure is quite a bit under here as well, because it usually is. You know, little ding here and there. But overall, it's a very solid, good truck. Now, this is the other, got a little rust here coming out, which again, usually it's pretty bad under these fender flares. Pretty common on these. Hard to find a bed without rot. But luckily, all the supports and stuff seem to be pretty good under here. And again, this rocker cab corner in beautiful condition, still shiny paint, inside as well. I'll open her up, and you can see the rockers just really good shape. Interior is decent. The driver's seat is got plenty of tape and holes on it, which is fairly common. The leather's in fairly decent shape, you know, a little bit of wear and tear on it, but using this as a work/personal vehicle, it's nice enough for what I need. You know, you're getting in and out of it with dirty hands and grass and whatnot. Anything nicer would be kind of a waste. Is the back seat, you know. But this is a 04 2500 HD, and so we got the bottom of this door. It's got some rust on it. I don't know if I'm going to repair that with a new piece of sheet metal, or if I'm going to get a replacement door, since the door is easy enough to change out. But the other doors, the driver and passenger front doors, as well as, like I said, the rocker and cab corners, are in really good shape. The wheels are in fairly decent shape. It's got some good tires on it. They're just filthy right now. They just need a good cleaning, but the wheels are actually in pretty good shape. And it's like a dark gray color, kind of hard to see. Maybe you can see it there in the sun. I don't hate the color. Obviously, it would be nice if it was white to match everything else in the company, but it's not, so I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it or not. Here's the nice big gaping hole in the seat, which is common on most trucks nowadays. But again, rockers, cab corners, all in good shape. The bottom of the doors, very clean. And now this one's been replaced. Got a little bit of rust starting right there. But and again, the frame looks like it's been touched up at one point, but in pretty good shape. Really good shape considering the last truck that I just had, like I said. And this has got 196 or 100, just under 200,000 miles on it. Steering wheel seen better days, you know, wear and tear here. Keep an eye out for something a little nicer on that, because that does drive me nuts. That's one thing that bothers me. And I'll try to find a replacement seat, but that's next to impossible nowadays. but I will keep an eye out. At the very least, I might order maybe some new skins for it, and the lower foam. But it looks like this is kind of broken up and everything. But the power seat does work. The heated seats do not work. They just blink when you turn them on. Headliner is not the best either. You can see it sagging down in certain areas. Another common thing on these. Got a decent aftermarket radio in it. Seems to sound pretty good. Overall, fairly decent. So anything that I do to this in the future, I'll have on the channel as well, like all the other trucks. It's filthy right now. Yeah, you can kind of really see the blue door now, as opposed to the dark gray. But tailgate opens and closes good. Just a little dent there. But overall, pretty good condition. It's got aftermarket exhaust on it. The 4-inch from the start to the finish. I don't know if it's got a name on it. No, I don't see any name on it. I don't know if it's the MBRP system that most people put on it or not. Appears to be similar. If it's not, no leaks. Runs and drives really good. So look for updates on this on the channel, anything I might do to it. I'm not sure what the next step is. Probably getting rid of the blue door and the blue fender. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, if I'm gonna paint this whole truck white or if I'm just gonna paint the door and the fender to match the rest of the truck, which is probably what I'm gonna do for now, where the season's getting started soon. I'm not really gonna have the time to do a full repaint on this, so I might just do a quickie to make those fenders match. And I don't think I'm going to be lettering this truck up. I might maybe throw some magnets on it or something for the times that I would end up on a job driving this. But this is what I'm driving on a daily basis at this point. Oh, another thing, if anybody out there is interested in these LED smoked taillights, I'm not a fan. I'm not an LED fan at all. I mean, I like LED lights, but not where the factory lights are on a truck. So I'd like to get the factory style tail lights that have the little bit of a bump out here and here for the Chevys. If any of you watching this video has a good set that's in decent shape and you want to trade, I mean, if that value-wise is worth it for you, I'd be willing to trade if you want these. These do work fine. It's got the reverse lights. I've checked them all. It's also got the cab light up there, which is also LED. The inside of the bed is looks like somebody sprayed some type of crappy bed liner and spilled some paint in here. Pretty nasty in here, but we'll do some cleaning up in there just so it looks a little more respectable. Looks like it might have had a fifth wheel at one point too. I can see some bolts, but we'll go ahead and get that straightened out as well. It's got a fairly new rear hitch on it, I guess, as well, so it's ready to pull whatever I want to pull. And like I said, anything I do from here on in on this truck, I'll go ahead and put an update on the channel. And this will probably be one of the first things that I take care of. Let's get a good look at what's going on here. Yeah. So this inner skin and the outer skin is rotted through. I can break that right apart. So technically this whole inner skin needs to be cut out, at least here. And then a new outer skin, because you gotta remove all of this rust, which is crazy because the rockers are in good shape. So maybe these rockers must have been redone before. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's no way that those are in as good a shape as they are. Looks like whoever did it did a really good job, though, if they did replace them. So, all right, have a good one, guys. Also wanted to throw this in here, a little update on the trailer, a little bit of lettering that I put on the side rail. I saw this on somebody's channel online that they did that. Not really much space you can actually letter a open trailer, but I saw somebody do that. I just kind of threw that on there. One of these days I was sitting around looking for something to do. I believe you've already seen the blower rack mounted. We got the trimmer racks here, and I also got the gas rack. This is for a 2.5 gallon. This is only a 1.25 gallon in here now, but it's the same footprint. The no spill tank that I can put in here. So These do fit the 1 1/4 or the 2 1/2, which is the same footprint but taller, which is the plan. This is the only one that I had on site right now. The other one's down at the shop. And I did the lettering on this side as well. Trying to keep that bright green theme going with this trailer with the racks. The only thing I want to add now, I think, on that side will be the upright tool rack for the shovels and rakes. I think it's got 4 or 6 holes in it. You know, the same color, bright green. I think I'm going to add that right there to kind of balance it all out and have everything that I need on this one trailer. I'm actually pretty happy for this. Like, I've had a bunch of enclosed trailers and bigger trailers in the past, and for the small size and little footprint that this takes up, this is going to be really good for the season. Pretty excited about doing this with that small dovetail on it with the little gate. It's really light and easy to work with. All right, have a good one.